Hi guys, I'm SantyDark Jett from SDJ Records, and today I'm going to do that question and answer video that I talked about some months ago, something like that. Because two persons leave me comments with the 5 questions I ask you guys to ask me, so I can finally do this video based on those questions that I think are very general, and that could be a good idea because answering these questions I can probably answer too many more with just those questions because they are so general and so abarcative. I don't know if that's a word in English, but okay. So let's start. What country are you from? I'm from Uruguay. What is your favorite music album of all time? I think it will be probably that's hard, man. That's hard to answer, actually. I was going to prepare a video just talking about my favorite albums of all time, but I can't choose just one, you know? I feel like if I choose one, I'm being unfair. I will probably choose Scar the Martyr, self-titled Scar the Martyr, from the project of Joey Jordison, the ex-drummer of Slipknot. He went away from the band and he does this project with some other guys, and it was called Scar the Martyr. And you know what? It's probably my favorite album of all time. It inspired me a lot in my music and in everything because I think the album sounds amazing and it was produced by Joey Jordison, so that's very impressive. And the album itself is great. It has great songs. It has everything I like in it. That mix between aggressive industrial metal with some screams, and at the same time is very melodic in sometimes with those chorus and creative. It is very ambient. It has some gritty ambient in it, you know, and I think it's an amazing album. I love it. What is your favorite video game song? Wow, that's a hard one too because I love video games. Well, that's a hard one too. I will probably choose Georgie's Island, the cave theme of Georgie's Island, or maybe Donkey Kong Country 2, Bob Ohm's Volcano thing, or something like that. I love those two. I know it's pretty chill, but I think those are incredible. I love to hear them. Even in my free time, I put those two to listen in repeat. So that's how much I like those. So yeah. What got you started on doing covers and song mixing? Long story short, my brother inspired me a lot to doing music. He showed me how to play guitar. He showed me all the bands that I started to listen, and I just started to sing songs with him playing the guitar and I singing. I'm talking about how much it was. I was a kid right there. I was like 9 years old, and I really loved to sing with my brother bands from those time. I'm talking about 2003 maybe. So yeah, I started just singing for fun, and then I realized that I maybe had some talent for this, and my brother showed me a couple of programs like DAWs to produce music, and I started to learn from scratch because I thought, wow, how amazing could it be that I can write my own songs. And I started very, very young, actually. I think I was 12 when I started to learn FL Studio, how to use FL Studio, and then I started just to practice and learn doing songs from there. The songs were pretty bad. My actually first songs were very, very bad, actually.
Fisch mir an deinem Tag, fisch mir an der Maskentis, von der einen vielen Tag, fisch mir an der vielen.
But with the practice, I started to learn how to use the DAWs in general, and it took me really long time to get used to DAWs and started producing music. But I actually started very, very young, so yeah. What is your regular routine like at your music production mixing job? So because I don't have a stable job right now, I'm just leave my creative mind to go ahead whatever it wants to. So I don't really have a routine right now. I just get up someday with some song in mind, then I start writing it. Usually writing music and finishing one song took me one entire day. I used the morning of the day to compose the actual music. Then in the dawn I start recording, so I let my brain go ahead with some creative explosion in the moment, and then I start composing songs wherever I want because of that. But I would love to have a stable job someday, and then I will need to create a routine, but for the moment I don't have one. So yeah, sometimes I just get up and start composing because I want to. How old were you when you went to a concert for the first time? My sister took me to a concert when I was a kid, and I didn't really like the concert, and I went out in the middle of the concert. Yes, it was really unrespectful, but I was a kid, in my defense. But I think that was actually the only concert I went in my entire life. Yes, I am that boring of a person, sadly, but that was my only concert experience I had. And it wasn't very nice because I didn't like what I went to see and to hear. But you know, I really appreciate that my sister took me to my first experience in a concert. But yeah, that was the only one, and it wasn't that bad either. So yeah, how many guitars do you have? I actually have five guitars, and let me give you a little tour and show you my guitars. So right now I'm gonna take you guys with me, and I will start showing all of my actual guitars. This is an electric acoustic guitar. You can see there that it has some equalization right there, so it's a truly electroacoustic guitar. Gracia, these two. This was actually not mine, but I think that my father bought this one to start playing guitar and to start learning, but he never did. and he never got that interested in start learning, so he lent me this guitar to me. And this one, my father's gave me this guitar as a present when I was something like 10 years old. I was very young, and this was my first guitar. And then I will show you my electric guitars. So this one right here is a, let me show you in the light. This one is a Behringer guitar, and this was my first electric guitar that I had, and you can see in my first videos that I used this one. This one was actually of my brother's, and then he stopped using it and he buy a new one, and he told me, get this one for you. So he let me got his guitar. And then the last one is the one I'm using right now, which is this Fender Squier. This one is the one I'm using right now. So yeah, I'm using this one, Metal Moth pedal, distortion pedal, and the Behringer amplifier. And that's the gear I'm using right now to compose electric guitar riffs and that stuff. So yeah, hope you all see every guitar with nice lighting, I hope. But I'm recording this with my cell phone, so quality is going to be very crappy, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guitars. Not bad, actually. I was actually very lucky because the vast majority of the guitars that I have were someone else's guitar that that person stopped using it and just said, hey, you are that dude that play guitar? Well, have my guitar. Hey, thank you very much, very kind of you.
How many instruments can you play? Actually, I barely can play guitar. Barely. I learned to play guitar in a really weird way, where I'm left-handed, but I play guitar on the other side, but without changing the strings. So I'm actually left-handed, but in the wrong way. I can do basic power chords and maybe some basic licking on the, but I cannot actually do difficult stuff like advanced chords or solos. I can't do solos, and that's why I never play the lead part of the guitars on my videos, because I can't, because of the way I learned to play. So yeah, I just know how to play guitar. But that being said, to compose the drums and the bass in my songs, I actually needed to learn how to play drum to actually know what I'm playing on the computer. So that kinda counts as I know how to play drums. How many merch do you have? I think I actually don't have any merchandise. Well, I mean, no, I don't have. Could you tell us your story, how you became a metal fan? That's a very nice question to end this video. I grew up with my brother living on the same house as me, and my brother listened every time to rock music, just rock. He's older than me, so he listened to a lot of
very older bands from the 2000s all the way back to the 80s. He's older than me, so he knew a lot of music and bands from the 80s, 90s and early 2000s. So he showed me some bands, and he was more of the rock and roll side of things, more classic rock music, and I was like, yeah, I maybe like that, but I like. He started to see that the music that I ended like it more was actually the heaviest one that he doesn't like that much, like Rammstein. He has some Rammstein songs and some Linkin Park and some Evanescence and that new metal and industrial metal early stages of new metal. And I was like, hey, I like this part of what you hear, I like these bands. And he was like, yeah, those are the ones I like the less. And then I started to realize that I was not that much into rock music, but into metal music actually. And I started to learn and discover a lot of new metal bands and industrial metal bands. And from that point forward, I was like maybe 12, and I started to have my own CDs, music CDs, to listen in my free time. And yeah, I realized that my kind of music, metal. So yeah, from that point forward, I became a metal fan. And the last question is, am I too late for that? No, my friend. Thank you very much, in fact, for asking me those questions, because that was what it impulsed me to do this video. So thank you very much, you both guys that comment my last video, because you guys made this video possible. So yeah, I hope I answered all of your questions in a good way. I know my English sucks, so I'm sorry for that, but I hope you guys could understand me in this one, because speaking is really important, and I am starting to get a little bit of more practice with my oral English, which is absolutely my worst. And but yeah, thank you very much. I hope I answered all of your questions, and if you have more, just ask. I can maybe edit this video or upload another one or whatever. So I'm SantyDark Jett, and see you in the next one. Bye.